In the afternoon, inside the cave, Yunman woke up, and upon seeing Qin Tian sitting near the entrance of the cave, she finally relaxed. "You're awake." Qin Tian turned around and smiled. Yunman's face turned red, feeling a bit embarrassed. She silently blamed herself, thinking, it was just a fight, just a little human blood. Why couldn't I control my fear? Every time she faced a battle, she always worried about hurting someone. Seeing others get hurt made her inexplicably feel pain. Since she was young, she couldn't find any reason for it. In a world where strength reigns, no one gives their opponent any mercy, but she couldn't bring herself to strike. Even when facing life and death, her mind would only focus on not harming others. After spending a day with her, Qin Tian discovered that Yun Man didn't have any psychological scars. She was just naturally like this, worried about others getting hurt, worried about hurting them herself. He couldn't understand why, but one thing was certain, he didn't have to worry about her stabbing him in the back. "Let's go, we'll hunt some demon beasts," Qin Tian said, standing up and stretching his arms. He cracked his neck with a crack and then stepped out of the cave. "Wait for me." Yunman quickly got up and followed him. "Ha! Ha! Ha! Qin Tian, I won't let you off. Wait for it. I'll make sure to cut you into 1,000 pieces to vent my anger." Qin Yang leaned against a tree stump, gasping for breath, his face covered in cold sweat, his chest soaked with blood, looking terribly disheveled. His eyes were fierce, as if flames of anger could shoot out of them. He had been running for his life, not daring to stop for even a moment. Along the way, his wounds continued to bleed, exposing his white bones, and only when he exhausted the last bit of his energy did he stop. At this point, he looked like a stray dog, utterly defeated. From childhood until now, he had never been this pathetic. The rage in his chest almost made him forget the pain of his wounds, and all he could think about was deep hatred. Qin Yang pulled out a healing pill from his pocket, swallowed it, and began meditating to recover. Without energy in this forest filled with demon beasts, one might as well be as useless as a bird without wings. Well, if it isn't Qin Yang, a voice suddenly came. Qin Yang's eyes widened, and he felt a shock. He suppressed the pain from his wounds and stood up, coldly replying, "Qin Kun." The person who appeared was none other than Qin Kun, the one who had been desperately seeking Qin Tian to take revenge. Qin Kun was accompanied by 5 outer disciples of the Qin family. These disciples had been bribed by Qin Kun before entering. If they succeeded in killing Qin Tian, each of them would receive a low-grade martial technique and be granted entry into the Qin family's elite group. This was a huge temptation for the outer disciples, and with 6 people together, they believed killing Qin Tian would be easy. Seeing Qin Yang's miserable state, Qin Kun smiled. "It's rare to see you in such a state. Who did you meet? Could it have been Qin Feng, that freak?" The two of them were both sons of Qin family elders, but they rarely interacted and kept to their own business. Seeing Qin Yang drenched in blood, Qin Kun couldn't help but mock him. He also felt puzzled. Everyone else didn't know, but he knew very well. Qin Yang's cultivation and energy were above his, and he was cunning and ruthless, never leaving any room for others. He had never been defeated in his life. Yet now, seeing him like this, it was hard to comprehend. Qin Kun was curious. Among the people in the hunting competition, only Qin Feng could have injured him this badly. Could it be that Qin Yang had really encountered that freak? Qin Yang didn't answer. He didn't know what Qin Kun's intentions were, whether he would kill him or not. Killing during the autumn hunting competition was common, and even if their fathers found out, there was nothing they could do. The rules set by the ancestors clearly stated that anything happening during the competition could not be interfered with. "Don't worry, I won't kill you," Qin Kun said, knowing what Qin Yang was concerned about. He also understood that Qin Yang was in no condition to fight and that he wouldn't expend any energy until Qin Tian was dead. From his perspective, Qin Yang's injury might just be part of a scheme, as cunning people would do anything. Hearing this, Qin Yang remained cautious and didn't lower his guard. He didn't want to make a mistake again. "I'll leave you to it," Qin Kun said, glancing at Qin Yang with some disdain. Then, he ordered, "Let's go." "Wait." Qin Yang breathed a sigh of relief. He now knew Qin Kun wasn't going to kill him. Since that was the case, They could temporarily form an alliance because they had a common goal. He had already heard about Qin Tian defeating him with one move in the martial arts arena. He knew that Qin Kun, with his pride, couldn't let that slide. Moreover, since Qin Shangtian had made things difficult for Qin Tian, it was clear their goal in the autumn hunting competition was to eliminate Qin Tian. It was obvious that Qin Yang's hatred for Qin Tian wasn't any less than Qin Kun's. Qin Kun turned around. "Do you have something to say?" "I know where Qin Tian is," Qin Yang said, revealing a sinister smile, excitement on his face. With Qin Kun's strength and his own, killing Qin Tian would be simple. He had planned to recover and find an opportunity to launch a sneak attack, but now he didn't need to. Qin Kun's strength was on par with his own, and with the additional 5 outer disciples who were at the 5th rank, he was confident they could kill Qin Tian easily. That's when he thought of the alliance. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Since they both shared the same goal, it made sense to form a strong alliance to ensure their success. This would be the best outcome for both of them. But for Qin Tian, this was a huge threat. Quickly, the two agreed to form an alliance. Qin Kun took the role of protector, helping Qin Yang recover his strength. All of the disciples participating in the autumn hunting competition were below the spirit realm. With 2 martial artists at the peak of the 7th rank joining forces, they were likely to be the strongest force in the competition. Not far from them, in the hollow of a towering tree, 2 eyes shifted slightly before disappearing into the darkness. Qin Feng, a martial artist at the 9th rank and a Qi practitioner at the 8th stage, was the strongest existence below the spirit realm in the Qin family. He was accustomed to resting during the day and hunting demon beasts at night. He had overheard Qin Kun and Qin Yang's conversation clearly. Although he felt disgusted by it, he didn't want to intervene. His goal was to win first place in the autumn hunting competition. Currently, his score had already exceeded 1,000 points. If he hunted more demon beasts and gained another 1,000 points, no one would be able to surpass him. He had no interest in anything else. Qin family, sigh. Qin Feng shook his head in the darkness, letting out a bitter smile. He was deeply dissatisfied with the current situation of the Qin family, but he knew that in order to change things, he had to become strong. Without power, there was no say. 3 more years. He had 3 years to reach the Qi refining realm, or he would have no chance. 3 years later, at the age of 18, Qin Feng would face the final test of his coming-of-age ceremony. The first-place finisher would earn the right to challenge the current family head of the Qin family. If successful, he would become the next family head. That was his goal.